probably haven't heard of Antoine Davis, but he is the greatest scorer in all of Division I college basketball. I'm not just talking about this season. He might be the greatest scorer that college basketball has ever seen. And the man he's chasing right now to get that title is Pistol Pete Maravich. Davis plays for the University of Detroit Mercy Titans, and he has scored more than 2,700 points and is already the Division I leader for three-pointers made with more than 500 triples. But Antoine Davis was originally headed to be a walk-on at the University of Houston, at least until he committed to Detroit Mercy, where his father became the head coach. And since he got on campus, he has played major minutes for the Titans and scored 26 points per game as a freshman. So how does a walk-on go on to become the greatest scorer in all of college basketball? And the truth is that the journey of Antoine Davis exposes the secret of college basketball recruiting. Because Antoine in high school was not highly recruited, even though he came from a basketball family. He grew up in Texas where he was homeschooled, but still played high school basketball for a homeschool association team. He even played on the EYBL circuit along with other AAU teams, and averaged about 13 points per game when he did. At the high school level, Antoine was able to hold his own on the court, playing against some of the best players in the nation. But college basketball recruiting in the power conferences is pretty basic logic, really. Coaches are looking for the best player who can play at the highest level for the longest amount of time, normally with prototypical size to match. Antoine was quite literally overlooked by many college coaches, and that's because he just didn't pass the eye test. Years later, as a graduate senior, Antoine Davis is listed at 6'1" and 165 pounds. And I think it's safe to say this might be the biggest he's ever been in his basketball career. Even still, he was a 3-star recruit on all of the major ranking services. But Antoine just did not project as an ideal NBA prospect on his body. But he could always fill it up, and he averaged 23 points per game his senior year of high school. As a prolific outside shooter, who even averaged close to 2 steals per game at one point in his college career, I believe he could do a pretty good Lou Williams impression if somebody gave him a chance at the next level. But the recruiting journey of Antoine Davis is not atypical, because most high school basketball players will not play for the top-ranked programs in their state. And even if they do play AAU, or EYBL for that matter, they will likely not be the best player on that court in whatever tournament they enter. For any player who is like Antoine, you likely need to reach out first to college coaches and let them know that you are interested, because 3-star recruits are worth recruiting, especially for any coach who is not in the Power 5. And he is likely the greatest scorer in the game today because he was able to find a school that fit him and what he wanted. And he could fit in on the University of Houston's bench right now, if that's where he wanted to be. And in the age of the transfer portal, Antoine could likely fit in for just about any power conference team that is looking for instant offense right now. But he chose to stay at Detroit Mercy with the school and the coach that believed in him when nobody else did. If the Titans would have made the tournament even once in Antoine Davis's career, you probably would have heard his name by now. And at the rate that he is scoring the basketball, he's going to have to show up on somebody's summer league roster when we get towards this summer. And even though you cannot ignore him anymore, Antoine Davis is really the blueprint for what good recruiting outcomes will look like for most players. Finding a school that believes in you as much as you do, and then bawling out once you get there.